Today we're going to look at percentages of an amount. Okay, so these are slightly different, a wee bit more difficult to the ones that you did last day with Mr. Olson. Okay, it's just really the next step. So the first question that I'm going to look at is 15% of 80 pounds. Okay, so there was no sum that Mr. Olson taught you yesterday that will show you how to find 15%. So we have to break it up into two different numbers. Okay, or two different percentages. So I'm going to start off first of all by finding 10% of 80. Okay, now you would have learnt last time that 10% was whenever you divided by 10. Okay, so that means that 10% must be £8. Okay, now if I know what 10% is, 5% is just going to be half of that, and that's because 5 is half of 10. So that means 5% is 4. Now if we add those two values together, 10% plus 5% is 15%, which means that 15% is 8 plus 4, which is 12. Now make sure we write in pounds. Okay, so there's the first question done. Moving on. What about if I asked you for 4% of $300? Okay, again, there's no sum that you were taught for 4%. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off just by finding 10%. Okay, now we can find 10% by dividing by 10, which would give us 30. Now if I know 10%, I can find 1%, and that's just by dividing that answer by 10 again, which gives me 3. Now if I know what 1% is, the way I find 4% is to multiply this whole value by 4, because 1 times 4 is 4. So that means 4% must be 3 4s are 12, so $12. And there's our answer to the second question. Okay, so I'll talk you through that one again. We divided by 10 to get 10%. We divided by 10 again to get 1%. And once we knew 1%, we multiplied that answer by 4. Next question, let's go for 26% of 900 kilograms. Okay, so there's a few ways you could do it. You could break it up into 20% and 6%. I'm going to break it up into 25% and 1%. Okay, so let's find 25%. Okay. Miss Wilson would have told you yesterday that you'd find 25% by dividing by 4. And 900 divided by 4 is 225 kilograms. Okay. Now we're going to find 1%. So I like to find 1% by finding 10% first, which is just 900 divided by 10, which is 90. And then 1% will be that answer divided by 10 again. 90 divided by 10 is 1. So now that we know what 25% is and 1%, we can add them together. So 225 plus 9, which tells me that 26% is 234, give me space for my kilograms. Okay, so I'm just going to talk you through that one again. We find 25%, which is 225, by dividing 900 by 4. We then find 10% by dividing 900 by 10, and then 1% by dividing our last answer by 10 again. Okay, we added the answer for 25% to the answer to 1%, which is 225 plus 9, which gave us 234 kilograms. Okay, and final question is 86% of 400 litres. Okay, so I'm going to break this up into 80% and 6%. Again, there's no clear way of finding 80%. I like to normally just break it down to tens, so let's go 10% first. So we find 10% by dividing our value by 10, so that's 400 litres. It's not 4001, it's 400 litres. So 400 divided by 10 gives me 40. Now, if I know what 10% is, I can multiply that value by 8 to give me 80%. So 80% must be 320 because 40 times 8 is 320. So I'm going to use that one later on. Next thing, I want to find 6%. Okay, so there's a few ways you could do it. You could find 5% and 1% and add them together. I'm going to do it slightly differently. I'm going to find 1% and then multiply that value by 6. Both ways are fine. So if we know that 10% is 40, I can find 1% just by dividing that answer by 10. So 1% must be 40 divided by 10, which is 4. So 6% must be 4 times 6, which is 24. So I've now got my 80%, I've got my 6%. To find my total value of 86%, I'm going to add them together. So 86% will be 320 plus 24, which is 344 litres. Okay, so just a wee quick recap on that one again. So to find 86%, I find 10%, multiplied that value by 8 to get my 80%. Okay, then we save that one. To find 6%, using my answer for 10%, as then find 1% by dividing by 10 and multiplying that answer by 6 to get 6%. And my 86% was 80 add 6, so 320 plus 24, which gave me 344. Okay guys, I would like you to continue on where you left off Thursday with Miss Rolston, and I want you to answer questions 2 and 3. Okay, good luck now. Bye-bye.